but nothing impressed us. It was the same old stuff, the same old thing. And one thing my wife and I didn't want to do again was, we didn't want to get involved in anything that was just strictly recruiting. You know, the reason why is because most people just don't have the time, they don't have the network, they don't have the mindset for it. Most people are tired of it, to be honest with you. We wanted something that people would naturally use and naturally share, even if they didn't get paid for it. Now, I know that was hard to find, but man, we were looking diligently, and I promise you guys, when I saw this demonstration, I was blown away. Let me show you how we got here. My wife and I had a little traditional business going on the side where we had a right to distribute a prostate product that helped men have a healthy prostate. It's all natural supplement. It was straight direct sales. And what we did was a friend of mine called me. He said, hey man, listen, I've been getting some rave reviews about your products. He says, I'm calling so that you can put me on auto ship. How many of y'all like those type of calls? I was like, oh, no problem, brother. Give me your credit card. Let's make sure you're real. So we took care of it, put him on auto ship, the whole 9 yards. But here's what he said to me. He says, would you mind coming to Tampa, Florida? He says, because the product that you have, it's going to work well with the product that we have that we're bringing to the forefront at the first quarter of next year, talking about 2017. I said, absolutely. More money, more revenue, more volume. Who wouldn't take that trip? I go to Tampa, Florida, right? I did my part in terms of talking about the product, but then they were about to begin the demonstration you guys are going to see now. And my spirit says, stay, don't leave. I was about to get up and walk out, go back to my hotel room, because I had did my portion, and something said stay. And I'm telling you guys, when I sat and I saw what I saw, 2 minutes into the demonstration, I jumped out of my seat, just like Charles said. Anybody that know me, when I get excited about something, I'm passionate, I just lose my mind. I jumped up, I'm running around the hotel lobby, and they're like, what is wrong with this guy? Because I saw something, and I got excited because I'm like, this is what I've been looking for almost the last year. As I was going from company to company, seeing what's out there. Here's what happened. This guy pulled this out. Now, listen, some of you all, you're about to laugh. Some men, you may not even know what this is, what you're about to see. This is what the guy pulled out. When I saw this, I'm going to be honest. Here's what I said to myself. My spirit didn't lead me to stay in this video. That's all flesh, clown. You were in the flesh. You were not in the spirit in terms of this. But I want you to see something. And I'm going to be honest with you. Charles said it right, just like I felt. I'm sitting there laughing. I'm like, man, these idiots are so crazy. I don't know what they think they're about to pull off by having some pad that they think they're about to introduce in direct sales. I'm being honest. I'm sitting there with a little smirk on my face, and I'm chuckling because I'm kind of laughing. But here's what I want you guys to see. Take a look at this. This is an 8-hour pad. Come on, if anybody in just came in, you can come sit down. Come on, relax. This is an 8-hour pad here. I want you all to see this. Now, I got this for a reason. Now, listen, ladies. I've been going all over the country doing these demonstrations. I was just in Tuscaloosa, Alabama last night. So I know most ladies, oh, women don't use that. They use thinner ones. I know, but I'm showing you this for the demonstration purposes, for absorbency. I want you to really see something. Now, this is quote unquote supposed to be designed for 8-hour protection. That's what's advertised, right? 8 hours is going to take care of you. Now, here's the first thing I want you all to notice and I want you to see. We've spent some time with now close to 10 doctors. And what they've shared with us is that when the average woman is having her feminine flow, look at the word that we use now. My wife taught me feminine flow is the word you use. Feminine flow, what I want you guys to see here is that the average woman gives off 15 to 50 milliliters on average. Now we know some are more, some may be less, but this is the average. And what happened was, there was a simulation, I want you guys to see this, of 50 milliliters being poured into the pad. And I'm going to be honest, I'm sitting there saying, this thing is getting weird by the minute. Dude, get to the point on what you want to show us. But then, he pulled out this pad. And here's what he said. He said, Mr. Crump, this is the pad that we're about to introduce to the United States. So I'm sitting there and I'm saying, okay, you know, and he's like, It's the same thing we're going to demonstrate. And the first thing I want you all to notice is that this pad is thinner. But watch this. Ladies, it's also smaller. Can the people on the front row validate that for me? Yes. For those that may not can see. And he did the same thing, you all. He put it side by side. He did the 50 milliliters again. I want to make sure somebody on the front row validate that it's 50, because I don't want nobody to say he cheated and he put less in that pad. Okay? And then he simulated pouring this into this pad. I've got to be honest, fellas, I'm laughing the whole time. I'm like, this is the goofiest thing I ever heard, I ever seen that these guys are coming up with. And I don't know what they think they're going to do with putting water on pads. Now watch this. But this is when the presentation stopped being funny to me. When the gentleman said these words right here. He said, before I go any further, there have been women that have been diagnosed and died from breast cancer, cervical cancer, ovarian cancer, miscarriages, fibroids, urinary tract infections. Guess why, ladies? Because of the design of most pads on the shelves and what's in them. That's when the presentation stopped being funny. Because I have a wife and 3 daughters. Now I really begin to pay attention. But here's what I want you to see, guys. He then took 2 napkins. I want you all to see this. He took the first napkin and he put it on the quote-unquote 8-hour absorbency system. And exactly what we expected to happen, happened, ladies. Here's what most gynecologists have told us. When a woman is having her feminine flow, when you guys sneeze, when you guys laugh, you're standing up, it flows out. See, I'm educated. I've been learning. It flows out of you guys. But they say when a woman sits down, the toxins and everything that came out is now going back in. Because you have this wet, soggy pad on, and not only that, ladies, it's sitting there, sitting against a woman's private area, causing massive irritation. Okay? This is what I wanted you to see. But then the guy did this. He took another napkin, and he put it on the smaller pad that was also thinner, that he put the same 50 milliliters in, and he pressed, and he pressed, and he pressed, and he pressed, pressed, pressed. And there was nothing on it. I say, whoa, stop, 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 stop. Stop. Now we got a game changer. This is when my antennas really begin to go up, when it was totally, totally dry. I'm standing up. I'm pressing on the pad. I'm trying to figure out where the water went. And they're laughing at me because I'm pressing, and I couldn't get a drop out. Let me show you why I begin to really get excited, because you guys have to see this. Ladies, I want you to understand what's been on the shelves and what many of our women and our young girls and young children have been forced to have to deal with all of these years. Here's the first thing I want you to see here. I want to get this off because I really want you to see this part. The first thing I want you to see, this right here is nothing more than synthetic plastic. I want you to see this. This is plastic. So now you have this sitting against a woman's private area, which is causing irritation, bacteria infections, yeast infections, you name it. Because all day long, she literally just has synthetic plastic in that area. But we're still not done. This right here is the quote-unquote absorbency system. You see this little blue dye here? Guess what happens to this dye, ladies? You can also see it right here. When moisture and blood and all of these things begin to hit it, guess what that dye is doing? It's fading. Guess what's happening where it's fading? Guess where it's going? You ready? Into your bloodstream. So now you have our young girls, and I went to thinking of my daughters and the years they would need to potentially use a product like this. We're potentially slowly poisoning them until they become adults. And now we're wondering why, at a young age, so many women are dying now of breast cancer and different things. I just had a young lady who partnered with us in Nebraska. She said her cousin, she said when she saw the video of me doing this demonstration, she immediately called me. She says, Damon, I'm in. She said, let me tell you why I'm in. Because now my cousin, who's 33, she's in the hospital because she has vaginal lymphoma. and her bowels is being passed through her vagina.
Ooh.
And she says, I went to thinking about could the pads or anything been a cause, because she was a healthy, vibrant young lady, right? But I want you all to see this. This right here, guys, is quote unquote supposed to be the absorbency system. But do you guys know what this is? You ready? This is old newspapers. This is trash. This is wood fibers that they've taken, put together, and they bleached it. So now you're introducing another chemical, chlorine, and it's giving off a carcinogenic, a poisonous gas called dioxin. I want you guys to do your own independent research on dioxin. Guess what dioxin is being linked to, ladies? Breast cancer, ovarian cancer, cervical cancer, miscarriages, urinary tract infections, you name it, because of the poisonous chemical that is actually given off. But I'm going to go even further for you all. Do you guys see these two cups? Everybody can see it? Obviously, this cup has the least amount of water. Is everybody in agreement with that? And look, let me put it over here in my left hand. This cup is even bigger. I wanted to make it real obvious. This one has more water in a bigger cup. I'm going to sit it right here. And what I'm going to take is I'm going to take what quote unquote supposed to be doing the absorbing, and I'm going to put it in a cup that has the least amount of water. Ladies, do you also know what this is? This is simply a trash bag. Think about this, ladies. When your body is 98.5 degrees, 98.6, whatever it is the average temperature of the human body is, and you have bacteria, you have blood, you have moisture. Some women have been told me even, small dosages of urine leakage. That's a cesspool for what? Bacteria. So now you wonder where all the bacteria infections coming from and why you guys got to keep running to get a prescription for diflucan. I'm on my game, ladies. I'm learning what has to be done to help clean you guys up and clear things up. But then let's be fair. He also diagnosed our pads as well. I want you to see this. We're going to be fair in this scenario. The first thing I want you all to notice is feel that soft cotton. That's what I need you to see. I want you to feel the design. Number one, very, 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 very soft cotton. That was the first thing that he shared. But here is the actual, basically the microchip inside the computer. This is an all-natural algae strip. This right here. This all-natural algae strip, guys, it contains what's called negative ions. For you guys out there that don't know what negative ions are, I'm going to help you out, and I want you to do your own independent research on negative ions. You will find negative ions near waterfalls. You will find negative ions when it's about to rain. If you're at the beach. If you notice, nobody's ever stressed out at the beach. Everybody's relaxed. That's why Janet Jackson had the song, Making Love in the Rain. I can't see, it's raining. Negative ions, you're in the mood, she feeling it. Negative ions are known as the vitamins of the air. But here's what I want you all to see what I'm about to share with you. I saw the presentation, I was excited. It really got my attention. But my 18-year-old daughter was the one that actually pushed me over the hump. Let me show you why. My daughter was able to experience the product. And here's the thing, ladies. I never told her what to expect. I wanted her organic, natural feedback. I knew what this was quote-unquote supposed to do, so I wanted to find out. So here's what happened. She used the pad. She's the captain of the cheerleaders, very active lifestyle. My daughter came back. Here's what she said to me. She says, Dad, the first thing I want to tell you was, number one, I didn't have any smell. I never told her that negative ions eat away at the bacteria and aroma, so no smell. Here's the second thing she told me. She says, Dad, I didn't have any pain. I never told her the negative ions also helps women with the menstrual cramps and the pain. Here's the third thing she told me. She said, Dad, most of all, I forgot I was wearing it because of the absorbency. This is when this really got my attention, where I said, we got something here. I've even had testimonies, and one of the ladies is sitting in here. I will not call it, that's her personal business. She called me and said, Mr. Crump, she said, I got to tell you, the pad has shortened my cycle. When usually a woman is still on the 4th, 5th day still bleeding, she was like, on my 3rd, 4th day, I just had little blots. Now watch this. I'm going back to the old pads. Were you really supposed to bleed that long, or we were bred to think that? Was there possibly a chemical in there that had you bleeding longer than you should have? So you can continue to buy more of their product, because guess what I want you ladies to understand? I've talked to a few doctors that did their own independent research, and guess what they told me? They have found chemicals in tampons that make women bleed more. The games that they play with our women's lives. I have a young lady in Houston, Texas. Guys, I'm not going to call her name. She has publicly got up and shared her testimony. She's a woman that's very, very well known in the business arena, and especially the direct sales industry. She's an icon. She's a legend. She decided to partner with us. She says, Damon, I got to tell you this. She said, I want you to put your seatbelt on. It may gross you out, but I'm going to tell you, brother. That's how she talks. She says, I wore one pad for 24 straight hours. She says, I wanted to see how long I can go and how long it will go. Watch this, ladies. She said, I had no smell. She said, no cramps. And she said, the pad was totally dry. You're going to see why. You're going to see why her story is not exaggerated. And let me prove something to you. I want to ask you guys something. I poured 50 milliliters already in this quote-unquote wet pad, correct? Yes. Everybody saw that. Now, let's take a look at what's inside our page. The first thing I want you to notice is everything is designed with cotton. Cotton is always what color, guys? White. So you don't have to bleach it, right? It comes white. I'm going to take the interior of our pads, which is a food-grade polymer, and put it here so we can have them side by side. I want to come out here so you guys can see this. Take a look at the casing of what our absorbency system is surrounded by. Do you guys see the holes in this? Do you notice the ventilation? Do you guys know that's by design? So that air can flow in and out consistently and constantly. I want you to even take a look at the exterior. This is important. For people in the back, do you guys see the little racetrack looking marks that's in the pad? That's because it's porous. Meaning that if I was to put steam on one side, steam will come out of the other side. It's not a plastic bag. If I was to rip it, you guys in the front row, you can see the fibers because it's cotton inside the exterior. All of our products are biodegradable, so they're environmentally friendly. I want to ask y'all another question. How long has I been having the competitors' product sitting in this water? 10 minutes. 10 minutes? That what you say, Chuck? Yeah. I want to ask you guys a question. Has a drop been absorbed? Can we still see water? Everybody can physically still see water in here? Mm-hmm. How long would you guys say I had hours sitting in the water?
About 3 minutes.
3? Minute and a half? Well, you can't get a drop out of here.
Wow.
You can't get nothing out of here. And you guys just saw me put 50 milliliters on the pad, and it absorbed another, what, 200 milliliters? So you wonder why she was able to stay dry? Watch this, guys. I'm going to help the competitor out. I'm going to even pour some more in here. And guess what, ladies? All it's going to continue to do is continue to absorb, and absorb, and absorb, and absorb. That's it. That's all it's going to do. So I want you to understand the design of this actual product and this pad. It is totally designed to keep a woman dry. So guess what, ladies? The minute moisture hits the pad, guess what the pad does? It sucks it to the very bottom and takes it away from your body. So you're never feeling any moisture. You're never feeling any wetness at all throughout the day. Men and women, guess what they're saying? Damon, I'm only wearing 2 a day because my mind just don't want to let me keep that one on all day. Just psychologically, I got to change. Because but there's nothing wrong with the pad, and it's scaring me to know that I'm sitting here wearing one pad all day long. Listen, guys, we have been doing the beta test. I'm going to pour more water. Let's have some fun. Let's just keep pouring. Let's just have a good time. I'm going to pour it all in there. We've been beta testing the product in the Dominican Republic. a very, very poor nation with almost 900 women so far, where the average income is $280 a month. I want y'all to listen to this. We have not had one woman yet that's been able to go through 10 pads being on her cycle. 10. And we already know the average woman changes 4 to 6 times a day. We know that already. On average. We haven't had one woman yet has been able to go through 10. Let me show you why I'm excited, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, there is a phenomenal business opportunity associated with this. You know why? It's not a want for women. It's a need. So we got that part. We already know we have a game changer. Let me tell you why I'm really excited. The real reason why I'm excited is because of our awareness campaign. The Now We Know campaign. Our women are no longer ignorant now. Guys, we're bringing awareness. Listen, listen, listen. Unlike any other direct sales meeting you ever been to, the guy that's getting up, he's doing all this closing pitch to get you to see it. No, 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 no. Listen, we don't care if you join. We want your business as a customer and everybody in your network. See, the company's goal is 1 million customers in our first 12 to 18 months. We're not worried about recruiting you. If you don't see it, great. Just buy from the person who bought you. And you're making our day. Because our awareness campaign, guess what it's going to be about, ladies? We're going to have 5K runs bringing awareness for our women. We're going to do basketball tournaments. We're going to have Zumba, Now We Know Zumba classes. Guess what, guys? We're going to be getting in the middle schools, in the high schools, and we're going to be educating these young kids that you have a different alternative. My daughter and her friends and all of them, guess what? Daddy, we'll never use anything else. Never. Why would we? When we know that there's something completely better on the shelves. And let me answer the question most of you all may have in your mind. You ready? $5. Same price as well. We're going to really make it hard on you. So this is the same exact price that you're going to go to Walmart and get your 30 to 35 pads that's not going to keep you dry at all. You can now get these pads right here for $5 for a 10-pack. And you're not going to use the entire 10-pack during that time of month. That was all by design. One of the things that we told the CEO of the company, listen, man, if we're going to be a part of this company, we don't want to do what direct sales companies usually always do. They get a far superior product, but then you have it 6 to 10 times marked up. So now somebody will find something comparable at Walmart or GNC, and then you just blew your product out of the water. We want to be competitively priced to exactly what's out there on the shelves. Here's some important dates I want you guys to write down, because we're pretty much done.